Howdy. How y'all been? Seems like it only been 5 minutes.
It's only been 5 seconds. Okay, then Johnny Reb, you lost track of time. I bet those days went by fast when you were in the war, huh?
Yes, sir.
What you guys do all day at camp when you weren't fighting?
What did we do? We played banjo. We played baseball. We got milk caught. We had to make chow, make fire, set camp, unset camp, take care of the horses. There was always something to do, sir.
You write letters to your wife?
Well, of course we did. How do you think we communicated? We didn't have the damn cell phones these idiots have today, sir. Are you kidding me? What a mess that would have been. Nobody didn't know what the hell they was doing. They've been all looking at the phone like the damn folks do today.
How do you feel about the youngsters today?
Don't like them. Don't care for them.
Why's that?
They rude. That answer your question? Because they rude, so they don't have southern mannerisms. Okay? Let's go down here. But even the one down here is rude now. They ain't been in the war like the old folks. Grow more tobacco out in the garden.
Do you have any neighbors somewhat reasonably close, or no?
Yes, one to my right, one to my left, so. Many over on the ridges. We communicate by calls at night, like coyotes.
How are your neighbors?
Most of them is friendly. Most of them keep to themselves because most of them know better. We don't bother much folk around here. Roll my own cigarette, roll my own tobacco, make my shine. That's how I spend my time, so.
What else have you done in your life for a job? For work?
I work in print shops, so. You could call me the Benjamin Franklin, printer. Damn years, so. Seems like a long time. Then I started shining. Once I started shining, made a lot more money shining. Then I made grow my own tobacco, and I sell my own tobacco. You got folks around here that come get it. They'll travel, cause it's good. They like that good southern tobacco. They like that good southern shine, sir. Cause it's real. Right out of the fresh water and the fresh ground, sir, of Tennessee. Do you understand me, sir?
Yes, I do.
Well, we're good, sir. The streams run clear here, sir. We can drink the water. The dirt here is fertile, sir. We can grow.
The rain's more pure, is it?
Rain is absolutely more pure. The air is more pure because we're up this high in the mountains, sir. We're not down there with the bad air. As I cough.
What's your favorite meal to eat?
My favorite meal? Well, let's see now. I'd say cornbread and beans. Lived on them in the army, sir. Cornbread and beans. Nothing better. Put some ham in the beans, sir. Season them up real good. They're good.
Homemade? Your wife cooks a lot, I suppose?
Wife cooks and I cook, and we all can cook down here. Everybody knows how to cook, yes, sir. We have to fend for ourselves, we cook for ourselves.
You ever still cook over an open fire?
So, that's the only way I do cook. What the hell do you think I use the damn stove? Are you kidding me, sir? That's an insult. It's a good thing I have not got a firearm, yeah. Because that is an insult, so I would not cook over a new stove as they
Could
say.
you start a fire by yourself from scrap?
Sir, I could start a fire.
Without a match and lighter?
Sir, you don't need a match and lighter. All you need is 2 sticks and know how to do them right, sir. Make a nice little hole in them, take your hand. Indians showed us that so a long time ago. Get some dry straw, get some dry pine needles, put them right there, and guess what, sir? You can start a fire. Without fire, we wouldn't survive, sir. That was our only light back then, sir. Y'all have flashlights today and all these gimmicks, gadgets. We had fire back in to see at night. How the hell do you think we see? Only the generals, and finally when I got up to that rank, had oil in it, so in the tents. Other than that, it was total fire. If it rained, sir, we just went around in the dark. Learn how to see in the dark. We needed to know how to anyway, sir. Good advantage on the enemy. Yankees didn't know how to see in the dark, but by golly, Reb did. Yankees was from towns, and towns have the fuel lanterns.
So what do you do out here for fun?
What I'm doing right now, sir, I'm enjoying nature.
That's all? You don't play any games, any kind of...
I play Hold'em, sir. I still gamble.
With who?
Doc Holliday was just over the other night, sir. Probably come back tonight.
Doc Holliday, I thought he got shot up in the West.
No, sir. Doc Holliday did not wire up. His brother got shot, Belgium. But Wyatt Wyatt lived to be an old man. Doc Holliday's still alive, sir.
Did you ever meet Doc Holliday yourself?
I played Hold'em with him.
Now I have a tough time believing Doc Holliday was over here. Maybe there's a gentleman by the name of Doc Holliday, but it ain't the same guy.
What state are we in?
We're in Tennessee.
And sir, where's Georgia?
Just south of Tennessee.
Didn't take Doc long to get up here. He's smart, man. Had a good horse. Had a good woman. Between the both of them, nobody could beat them. They were in cahoots with cards. Accused of being cheaters many times. It just depends on all what you cheat.
Have you won more than you lost in Hold'em?
No, sir. I've lost much more than I've ever won, sir. That just goes with the territory when you play cards, sir. I didn't lose my life, sir. Seen quite a few men get stabbed or shot for cheating. Pulling aces out of the boots. Yes, sir. Pulling cards out of the hats. Healing on the bottom of the damn deck, sir. And they was killed appropriately. Killed appropriately. Some of them got lynched. Some of them got hung for that. You don't cheat. Man kill you for that. And there ain't no law in them towns. The law's what man thinks right.
You ever visited the West? Arizona, Texas?
Yes, sir. I had to go out west. I had to see what it was all about, and it was interesting. Went to Tombstone. Yeah, it was. I went to Cheyenne. Rode some horses in Cheyenne.
You ever killed a man besides in war?
No, sir. I did not mess with cowboys. Couldn't trust them. Them guys come into town, 6 shooters on them. Next thing you know, 2 of them's in an argument. Next thing you know, the whole town's watching, and one of them going to die. It's strange. It was a strange situation, so I've never seen anything like duels. The only thing I could compare it to was dueling, so in the army. But these were shootouts. These were gunslingers, sir. Billy the Kid.
Sounds like those men needed to visit church more. How was church back then, in your day, as a kid?
It was strict, sir. Very strict. If you were caught sleeping in church, sir, you could be publicly whipped. Trust me, I know, sir. Happened to me one time, and even my mother and father approved of the whipping. Never fell asleep again in church when the pastor was talking.
Did your dad die before or after the war?
Or before, sir.
What do you think? What side do you think he would have chose?
Well, sir, that's an insult of a question. That is an absolute insult, sir. Sir, you know what side he would have chose. The same damn side you're standing on right now, sir. I don't even know why you'd ask that question, sir. It is insulting to me, sir. It's a political question, sir. And I do not like it, sir.
What about your mother?
Still living, believe it or not. She lives up north. Stays in most of the time. She's all about the
Still
South.
living. How could she still be alive? She must be the oldest person in the world, man.
Well, you say we all the oldest people in the world, well, I guess we all the oldest people in the world. I don't keep up to that.
I mean, you've been alive since the
Japanese
Civil War.
folks were, but over on the other side of the ocean, I thought one of them was 200 years old, eating rice a whole damn life. That's what I thought, but maybe I had my news where I do not participate in.
Well, I think it's your mother now. Interesting that we haven't heard about it. People these days only live 100 years tops.
No, sir. That's because people these days are stupid. People in my day living forever. There's a lot of us still doing so, not just me. I didn't claim to be the oldest man in the world. You claimed that for me. You claimed it for me. You're putting...
You ever visited a Civil War museum, or have you spoke at a Civil War museum?
Of course. I've spoken at so many festivals and ceremonies, even graduations, sir. Even graduations. I've had to speak out here. Had to go on some schools. Special days of the week.
You just volunteer, or do they pay you?
They pay me. I don't volunteer for nothing anymore, sir. They have to pay me, sir. I'm an old man. If I go speak at school, they're going to pay me a pretty penny in Confederate.
I bet you got a bunch of Confederate money around here somewhere.
Stacks, sir. Stacks of it.
Think it's worth anything?
Well, there's something now, sir. It's more worth as an antique than it was when it was real, sir. Things are different, how things change. Wasn't worth a shit when we was fighting, but now it's worth a fortune, sir.
Is that how you made this cabin?
No, sir.
Sold some of your currency off?
No, sir.
Or just used your moonshine money?
Shine money. Tobacco money. That's how this cabin was built. That's one of my shine streams just down yonder. You can see it, sir. In my barn. I showed you the beloved site the other day, sir. And any time of the day I want to be reminded, I just go over there and I look at it. You know?
So, we just talked about the museum. What about the Civil War movies these days? Are they accurate?
Some are over glorified.
They remind you? Any of them remind you
Of
of?
course, some of them do. Glory reminds me. The North and the South, the Blue and the Gray was a good movie, sir. Gettysburg was pretty accurate. Now, I will say that. That was pretty accurate account, sir.
General Pickett. What do you think of his battle on Gettysburg?
I think it was one of the boldest battles ever. But he lost all of his men, sir. Except for a handful. He never liked General Lee after that day, sir. Didn't like to even speak of him, sir. Blamed General Lee for his men's failure because General Lee ordered him to do that. But we all make mistakes in war, so this is the way it goes sometimes.
What about Stonewall Jackson?
Greatest loss the South had. Between Stonewall Jackson's son and General Lee, the war would have been won by the South. No doubt, sir. No doubt. It's not even close, sir. That man was beloved. That was, of course, number 2. First battle ever. His men are scared. He's on his horse in front as he's been fired at. And one smart fellow said, "Look at General Stonewall Jackson standing like a stone wall." His new name, Stonewall Jackson, has stuck with him ever since the first day of battle. And his men got up and started fighting and won, sir. They won that.
Do you know any men personally that fought for him?
I know several. Some are not with us. Most ain't so. But I do know several, so. How's it feel being a blue belly, sir? Make you sick every
Feels
day?
good. I like it. I do like it. I prefer warm weather and cold weather. I get both of them up in the state I live, where I'm from. I get both of them. Yeah, we'll call it Yankeeville, but the reality is we tough out both elements. You tough out one.
But you know what the problem is, sir? Kind of was Yankeeville because there was some beloved copperheads there.
That was no problem at all. Most of us were North supporters. And you know
I think your Paul was
that there were people who supported the North down south. What did you think of those? What did you call them?
Most of those, we try to get rid of them, if you know what I mean.
Do you know any traitors in the war?
But of course, there's traitors all the time.
Traitors from the North and traitors from the South.
Absolutely. So it works both ways, just like there's criminals on both sides.
Did you ever capture one yourself? Kill one yourself?
No, sir. That was for the law dog, sir. That was for a law dog to take care of, sir. Military law dog would put him in prison, would put him in the brig, sir. Make him do hard labor. Make him peel potatoes every day. Make him shuck corn, sir. Make him dig latrines.
You ever killed a colored man?
No, sir.
Not even in the war?
No, sir. Never seen a colored regiment. Heard of them. A couple of them had some good victories. Heard they fought well. Sure they liked what they were doing. So, have to respect them. Really have to respect them. Because anyone captured, you know what happened to. So, have to respect those men. I do say so myself. I respect Colonel Robert George Shaw for leading that division. That was a proud, famous man. And every one of those were killed, sir. Every single one at that battle. Trying to take a fort, sir. Trying to take a simple fort that was just too much, sir. And the South never surrendered that fort until the war was over, sir. It stood the whole time, sir. What's that tell you? Do the math, sir. Think of it.
You just told me we didn't have enough men over there to focus on that little fort of yours. That's what it told me.
Okay, sir. You are impolite, sir.
Any of your men ever die from an insect bite or snake bite?
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, several from snake bites. We have water moccasin situations when we cross rivers and creeks. A few men died, unfortunately, of that. We had actual other snakes that was in the woods sometimes.
They suffer before they die? How soon did they die?
The doctor could only do so much, so we don't have much skills on that, so we don't know how to deal with snake bite. We have certain things and certain people in the hills will tell you how to deal with it, so but if you don't get it in time, so the poor soul going to die. But insect bite, no, sir. I have not heard of a man dying of an insect in my life. What insect, sir? What killer insect is it? Shows you that it must be a Yankee plot right there. Insect bite. Oh, I got bit by a mosquito and I died. Holy Lord, the whole world died from insects. I've heard a lot of shit. Oh my goodness, that was a good one. Yeah, insect bite. My God. What the hell were they? Flying horses?
You ever been bit by a snake?
No, sir.
Ever seen a snake handle a snake?
Well, sir, have I seen an apple? Have I had apple pie? My goodness. Have I had peach cobbler down here? Have I had peach cobbler? Do you think so? Well, I would say yes. What's my favorite fruit? Well, peaches, of course. Peaceful country.
What's the hottest temperature you guys have experienced down here?
118, sir.
When was that? Do you remember?
1884, sir. Got to be 118.
What was this? June, July?
Sir, it started in May. It continued all the way through September, sir. We all worried about fire. We worried about lightning started the fire. We had to get the rain. Finally, the rain came, so. Just a few years ago, we almost lost both of these areas, Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, from fire, as you very well know. The woods can be your friend, or the woods can be your enemy. A lot of men go out in these woods and never come back, so. A lot of men never come back. Sad. Wife said they went out and they never returned. Put some guys on them with dogs, try to find them. Got some hounds. I guess disappear, so.
Is there anything else you would like to say to people watching you? Anything they should know about you or about anything?
I think they know it all, so. I think they know as much as they need to know, and I think they will learn something, I hope. That's my goal, so I hope they learn something. Yeah. Learn the truth.
What would you tell the people in the North these days?
Kiss my ass. That sums it up. Y'all have fun now. Yeah.
All right, Johnny Rebel. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. It was enjoyable.
Thank you for the interview, and you be safe out here.